retain your own attorney? Would you like to speak with House counsel and have an appointed attorney? Would you like to meet directly with the prosecutor? Or would you like to set the matter for jury trial?
I'm going to be requesting.
Tell me your name.
My name is Randall Crane. I live in Maine. Not a corporate fiction.
So,
I'm challenging the court's jurisdiction.
okay, well, denied. Your motion's denied. All right, you were operating a motor vehicle.
Yeah, and I made that clear to the officer that I was traveling. I wasn't driving. This outside, I raised jurisdictional challenge to the court, as jurisdiction must be proven on the record before any further proceedings can lawfully continue.
This is 2509380M, the people versus Randall Crane. We ready on Randall Crane? Mr. Crane's coming up. Hey, you, Mr. Gazicki?
No.
Mr. Crane, do you have counsel? Was that you, Mr. Barron?
Your Honor, Todd Barrett. I did speak with Mr. Crane prior to the court calling the case today. I think that at this time, Mr. Crane's probably best served proceeding is on his own. There are some constitutional arguments that he's raising that I don't think as a member of the bar I can.
Oh, is he a sovereign citizen?
He's making some sovereign arguments, yes.
Okay, I have very little patience for them. I will let you know that, sir. So, okay, tell me your name.
My name is Randall Crane. I live in Maine. Not a corporate fiction.
So you're a real person named Randall Crane.
Person. Okay.
Okay, no, listen to me. Sir, you're here today because you have some charges against you. All right.
I'm challenging the court's jurisdiction.
Okay, well, denied. Your motion's denied. I have jurisdiction to the Constitution of the state of Michigan. What's your next? I'm not arguing with you, sir. I have jurisdiction. So
you have to provide subject matter jurisdiction as well as personal jurisdiction to me before these can proceed.
Okay, your motion's denied. I have jurisdiction under the Constitution of the state of Michigan. What else? What else?
You do not have jurisdiction over the national.
I just said I did.
No, you don't.
All right. All right. So, sir, do you want to proceed on these cases and talk to the prosecutor? Don't look on your phone while you're talking to me. If you
my notes are on.
No, you listen to me. If you don't know your sovereign citizen arguments well enough to come up here and say them, I can tell you can't have a court. I can tell you can't have a phone in here. I want you to listen to me. You're here today on misdemeanor charges. No talking. You're brought into court. You've already been arraigned. You have a charge of interfering with police officers in the while they're doing official business. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You also have a civil infraction for operating using a mobile electronic device, first offense while operating a motor vehicle, a charge of no proof of insurance. Those are both civil infractions. Civil infraction for no proof of or no registration in a motor vehicle. So those are the charges against you, sir. I'm going to tell you the rights that are actually real rights that you have in this court. You have a right to an attorney appointed at public expense if you are indigent without money to hire an attorney, and if the offense charge requires a minimum jail sentence or the court determines that it might sentence you to jail. The appointing authority will decide if you are indigent and appoint counsel if you are eligible. You may have to repay the expense for an appointed attorney. You may contest your ability to pay the ordered fees if the court attempts to collect any cost for an attorney, and the court must determine your ability to pay at that time. If you have a trial, you have the following rights. You have a right to, this is how trials work. You have a right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial, and you can get an order signed by the court to require witnesses to come to court. You have a right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You have a right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent. If you chose not to be a witness on your own behalf, the prosecutor could not comment on your refusal to testify. Lastly, you have a right to be presumed innocent unless you are proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a plea, obviously you'd be waiving those rights. You also have a right to be released on bond. Now, it looks like you previously stood mute on these charges, so you're here today for a pre-trial. You have a few options, sir, under the law of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and statutory law and court rules in the state of Michigan. You can either retain your own attorney to proceed on this case, or you can have a pretrial with the prosecutor directly and try and work out an agreement, or we can set it for a jury trial, okay? Those are your options. You can get an attorney, use a court appointed attorney, but you understand that attorneys have an obligation to follow the law and not make frivolous arguments, which is what you want to make today. And if an attorney makes those arguments on your behalf, I could sanction them. So no attorney on this green earth is going to come in and make the frivolous arguments you're making on your behalf. Or you can speak to the prosecutor, or we can just set it for a jury trial. Out of those, I don't want to hear it. I want you to pick out of those 4 options what you want to do. Hire an attorney, speak with court appointed attorney, talk directly to the prosecutor to work towards a resolution, or set a jury trial. Pick.
Let me ask you a question.
No, I asked you a question and I'm telling you to answer it.
And I have the right to understand my rights and understanding.
Sir,
exactly
here,
what-
can you hand him this form? These are your constitutional rights I just read to you. Why don't you have a seat? You have a seat, read your rights, and I'll call your case
Your Honor,
back up.
I am asking for you.
Have a seat right now
What
and
was
read
your
your
oath of
rights.
office.
Have a seat.
Have a seat right now and read your rights, sir. If you
I
don't
read-
understand them, read them.
I move for this court to dismiss.
Have a seat.
Okay, next case, the City of Taylor versus Randall Crane. Mr. Crane, you want to come back up? Mr. Crane, did you have a chance to go over your constitutional rights that I provided to you?
Yes, I understand my constitutional rights.
Okay, thank you, sir. So at this time, I gave you 4 options. Would you like to retain your own attorney? Would you like to speak with House Counsel and have an appointed attorney? Would you like to meet directly with the prosecutor? Or would you like to set the matter for jury trial?
I'm going to be requesting for an order of change of venue.
Denied. Anything else? There's no basis for that, sir. So I'm asking you, we'll just set it for a jury trial, okay?
I have to understand everything in regards to my case.
Sir, I gave you your constitutional rights so that you could review them. I also gave you the attorney,
I understand
a
that,
court-appointed attorney to go over those rights with. So I gave you an opportunity to understand your rights. I'm not going to entertain, listen, I'm not entertaining your sovereign citizen arguments because they're unfounded and they're not legal. There's no legal basis for them. So I'm not doing it. So now I'm asking you, out of the 4 choices I gave you, which one would you like to do?
I am required to understand everything in regards to my case,
Okay.
including subject jurisdiction matters.
All right, well, you could do your
Personal
research. I'm
jurisdiction.
setting this for a jury trial. We'll see you back for your jury trial on November 14th of 2025 at 9:00 a.m. I really recommend you retain an attorney prior to that date, sir, because I know I'm going to tell you what you're not going to do: waste the citizens of Taylor's time with your nonsensical arguments. You're going to come in, you're going to try your case. Again, if you want to talk to House Counsel, you could do so. All
I'm
right.
not wasting the city of Taylor's time.
Okay, good. We'll see you on your trial date. Have a good day. We have a charge of speeding of 11 to 15 over. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, has an offer been made on that, Mr. Zick? No discussions?
No
occurred?
discussions.
Would you like to have discussions with him regarding that civil infraction?
Yeah, I would like it dropped.
Okay, well, I don't know that he's doing that, but he might offer you a reduced ticket with no points. I mean, I don't know that he will. I don't know what he'll offer you, but there could be a reduction. Do you want to discuss that possibility with Mr. Zick?
Yes, I'd like to.
Okay, I'll let the 2 of you discuss that. And I did receive your filing. I'm reviewing it now.
Okay.
So if that's what you're intending to put on record, it is officially part of the court file.
Okay.
So we don't need to do it orally because it's part of the file.
All right.
Okay? All right, I'll let you 2 talk and I'll see you back in just a few minutes.
Thank you.
All right, we're back on record. Were you 2 able to have discussions?
We had the discussion, Your Honor, but we're unable to reach a resolution.
Okay, so was an offer made?
Yes,
Okay, can you just tell me what the offer
Oh,
was?
yes, Your Honor. The people offered to reduce the charge of speeding 11:15 over to a double permit.
All right, and Mr. Page, you understand that's a civil infraction, has a fine of $165, but it doesn't have any points on your license.
Right.
Okay, and you've rejected that offer?
I have.
Okay, all right, so we're proceeding with our hearing then. Mr. Page, is there something you want to, if you're just going to read me a giant sovereign citizen objection to my jurisdiction, I'll give you 2 minutes to put whatever you want to put on record, and then we're proceeding with the hearing. Fair?
Don't I have the right to be heard lawfully?
Well, you have the right to ask questions to the witness and to, make any arguments you want to the court.
Right.
But as far as jurisdictional arguments, the court does have jurisdiction.
Okay, is this court operating in administrative or judicial law?
I'm not participating in this, sir.
Well, I would.
Well, this is a court of law.
I would have to know because there's no injured party in this case. So
There doesn't have to be.
there does. In order to set bond against me, there has to be an injured party.
Okay. Anything else? I am operating under the laws of the state of Michigan and the Michigan Constitution. And that's the information that I'm willing to provide. And and I'm certain you're aware of that, sir. You've lived in the United States for your life.
And I'm also aware that I have the right to freely travel at my own vehicle
Correct.
that I maintain and take care of. There was no injured party. I was not engaged in commerce or commercial activity.
Okay. Well, they can get tickets too for speed.
I'm protected under the Constitution. Speed limit's not law. The Constitution says that.
Actually,
The speed limit
The
is statute,
state-
code, and ordinance.
correct. Statute and ordinance. That's
Yeah.
correct.
So how could I be charged if we're operating under this type of law and no injured party?
Well, your federal right to travel under the or the federal constitution doesn't mean that you're not subject to regulatory. I mean, do we not have to get driver's licenses? Do we not have to get car insurance? Do we not have to follow basic speed laws? I mean, you can have a constitutional right with limits and, or regulatory provisions or statutory provisions. The right to drive is not written in the Constitution. The right to travel is.
Yeah, and I made that clear to the officer that I was traveling. I wasn't driving. I had that.
Were you in a car?
I had that film too.
So were you in a car?
Yes, I was.
All right, you were operating a motor vehicle. And were you in the city of Taylor?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I wasn't operating a motor vehicle though. I was traveling freely down the road.
In a motor vehicle.
That I maintain and take care of myself. That's my property.
Okay. I understand that. That doesn't affect this. I mean, you were driving a car in the city of Taylor. Yes. Okay. And that's why we're here.
Okay.
Okay. Your Honor, people who waive opening at this time would be prepared to call their first witness when you're ready.
Okay. Call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we call Corporal Billy Schillenberg to the stand.
Corporal Billy Schillenberg, badge number 260.
And you're employed with the Taylor Police Department?
I am.
And what's your position with the police department?
My rank is a corporal in the traffic bureau.
And Mr. Schillenberg, were you working back on November 4th of 2024 in the afternoon hours?
So I was monitoring traffic on southbound Telegraph, south of Brush Road, when I observed a silver Ford Fusion traveling faster than the vehicle around it. Which time I activated my LiDAR device, which I am trained and certified to use in the state of Michigan. Pointed the LiDAR directly at the hood of Mr. Page's vehicle and received a reading of 58 miles per hour and 45 mile per hour zone. The way the LiDAR works is when you point the LiDAR at the hood of the vehicle, it'll give you a speed reading and a feet reading. So the feet is the distance away from where the LiDAR is to the vehicle approaching that position.
And And based on the reading that you received of 58, and you were monitoring a 45-mile-an-hour zone, what did you do next?
Set my LiDAR device down. I maintained visual sight of the vehicle that I got the reading from. When Mr. Page approached my patrol vehicle, so I exited the parking lot which I was sitting in.
Objection, I approached your vehicle.
All right. I think, can you just clarify when you
I
say?
never got on my vehicle.
All right, well, let's let him clarify the answer. I took it to mean something else. No, you have a right to make an objection. Can you just have him clarify what he means by that?
Yes, Corporal Schoenberg, can you please clarify your last statement?
So I'm sitting on the west side of Telegraph Road, monitoring southbound traffic in a parking lot.
And that was the parking lot of Turbo Motors?
Yes.
12200 Telegraph?
Yes.
Okay.
So as he passed my vehicle in his automobile, that's when I exited the parking lot, pulled behind his vehicle, activated my emergency lights, and initiated a traffic stop on his vehicle.
All right. And that traffic stop was initiated in the parking lot down the road at 12510 South Telegraph?
Yes, that would be the Enterprise.
What was it?
Enterprise.
Enterprise, okay.
And you maintained visual contact with the vehicle the entire time? Did you at some point identify the driver of that 2020 Ford Fusion silver in color? All right. And just for purposes of the record, do you see that individual in the courtroom here today? And describe what he's wearing.
I'm wearing a brown suit and black undershirt.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that he has identified the defendant, Zachary Ryan Page, seated at counsel table.
The record shall so reflect.
Based on your reading and your observations, Corporal Schoenberg, did you then issue a citation to the defendant?
All right, so while we were on the traffic stop, I asked Mr. Page for his identification numerous times, which he refused to do so. I refused to do so. At that time, Sergeant Kish made my location. Mr. Page eventually ended up providing his driver's license to Sergeant Kish. At that time, I was able to issue no citations with the speeding organization.
Your Honor, I have no further questions this witness this time.
All right, Mr. Page, you have some questions for the witness? You're free to step to the podium just so the court reporter can take everything down.
No questions to the witness.
Okay. All right. Excuse Corporal Kish, thank you.
People rested this time, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have anything you want to enter into the record?
I want to enter into the record that I'm here today making a special appearance under sui juris as one of the people of Michigan, not as a defendant under the jurisdiction of this court. I'm asserting my unalienable rights as secured by the Michigan Declaration of Rights under the United States Constitution, particularly under Article 1, Section 1 of the Michigan Constitution, which establishes all political power is inherent in the people. At that outset, I raise jurisdictional challenge to this court.
Your Honor, may I interrupt? And I apologize for interrupting, but Corporal Schoenberg is our traffic supervisor, and there's been an issue over the Taylor Police Department this morning.
He's free to go. Do you have any other questions for Corporal Schoenberg?
No.
All right, Corporal Schoenberg, you're excused.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, sir.
This outset, I raise jurisdictional challenge to the court, as jurisdiction must be proven on the record before any further proceedings can lawfully continue. The separation of powers doctrine, as outlined in Article 3, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution and the Michigan Constitution, makes it clear that no branch of government may exercise the powers of another. Before proceeding, I require clarification on whether this court is operating in a judicial capacity or administrative. If this court is acting under administrative directives or executive branch policies, rather than operating as a constitutionally recognized judicial body, then it is exceeding its lawful authority. No administrative agency, including the SOS, possesses lawful authority to direct judicial rulings or override the people's due process rights. Any attempt to enforce such directives constitutes an unconstitutional exercise of power, rendering these proceedings null and void ab initio. Furthermore, jurisdiction cannot be established by assumption, presumption, or coercion. Due process demands that I am provided with clear, lawful authority establishing the legitimacy of this court's jurisdiction over me. An individual exercising my constitutionally protected right to travel. Without such proof, this court is proceeding without lawful authority and any ruling is issued a legal nullity. I now formally demand that this court place on the record the specific constitutional authority establishing jurisdiction over me as one of the people of Michigan, the legal basis that allows this court to act under administrative directives or executive policies without violating the separation of powers doctrine, proof that I was engaged in regulated commercial activity as no jurisdiction exists, absent clear evidence that I was operating as a licensee in commerce at the time of the alleged incident. Until these fundamental issues are resolved, I will not proceed under any assumption that this court has lawful jurisdiction over me. To do otherwise would be to waive my inherent rights, which I do not consent to. I stand firmly on my right to due process, equal protection, and the supremacy of constitutional law. The burden is on the prosecution and the court to establish jurisdiction before any further action can lawfully take place.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, I heard testimony today from Corporal Billy Schillingberg. The standard for these hearings is not beyond a reasonable doubt. And there was no questions to Officer Schillingberg that offered any contradictory testimony to the testimony that was issued in this case. Therefore, Mr. Page, I find you responsible of the civil infraction of speeding 11 to 15 over, and that has a fine of $130. Mr. Page, do you need time to pay?
I do.
Okay. How much? Can you pay in 30 days?
I mean, yeah, if I got on a payment plan.
All right. Well, would you rather pay something on a monthly basis?
Sure.
Can you pay $70 a month, $50 a month? Tell me what you
50 is good.
50 a month.
Yeah.
All right, they'll send you notice of the payment plan. Are you in Hidden Lane still?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Page, you'll receive notice of that.